In part 1, we are told how Robinson Crusoe survived a terrible shipwreck and was left alone in a lonely island. Now that he is alone in the island, let us see what he did next. So, the first thing he did was to go down to the wrecked ship and collect whatever essentials he could lay his hands on. In the ship, he found food items like biscuits and rum, and with the help of a raft he made, he started transporting all the items to dry land. He also tried his best to protect himself from wild animals. Crusoe got some tools and guns from the ship, which he thought would be useful in the island. After 13 days and 12 trips to the ship, he brought back 36 pounds in money, some European coins, some Brazil, some pieces of 8, and some gold and silver. Looking at the money he got from the ship, he began to laugh at himself. He knew it would be of no use to him in the island, so he found it very funny. Crusoe began to develop talents that he had never used in order to provide himself with necessities. On the island, he found a flat place on the side of the hill and made a fortification around the tent to keep him away from danger. Being alone in the island, Crusoe began to communicate with God. He also decided to keep a diary or a journal where he recorded his day-to-day activity. He believed that this would not only keep him busy, but help him to keep count of the time, the days, and the years that might pass by. Since he did not know when he will get out of the island, he decided to keep track of the time he spent on the island. As time passed, Crusoe became a skilled craftsman, and he was able to build many useful things that made his life more comfortable. He also learned about farming and was very familiar with the climatic condition of the island, so he knew very well when and where to plant his crops. He also found out that the southern part of the island was more lush and fertile, so he built a summer home there. Crusoe was over 2 years now alone in the island, so his only friend was the Bible. It was his only companion that gave him some comfort in times of loneliness. He also caught a small parrot for which he made a small cage. He even taught the parrot to speak, and this gave him so much joy. Crusoe wanted to get away from the island so badly, and he even took the task of building a canoe in case an escape became possible. But the canoe was too heavy to get to the water, so his plan failed. Crusoe spent entire days meditating over his condition, and at some point he was quite happy because he realized that staying alone in the island, he was free from lust, pride, nor greed. For the next 5 years, nothing much happened. He would take a small boat and explore the island from all sides, and on one occasion he was carried into the sea by a strong current. Crusoe would think back on his earlier wicked life and sometimes wondered if his stay on the island is a punishment from God. He spent his days improving his material conditions. He captured some goats, and very soon he had about 43 goats in 18 months. This gave him meat, milk, butter, and cheese. He was like a king in the isolated island.